Thanks for joining me. You're listening to Clean with Me, the podcast where I talk you through cleaning your house. And this is Jessica Gutierrez. This is a different voice than you usually hear. I'm taking over for my mom, Ronnie Starnes. I am getting over a bit of a cold, so bear with me. My voice usually isn't this scratchy. I know you're used to my mom's nice, soothing radio voice, but I don't have quite as nice of a voice as hers, but it won't be quite this scratchy, usually. So, in the Passing of the Torch episode, if you watched that, you learned a little bit about me. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and then I also have a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old stepdaughters. And they're only with me, every other weekend. But I have my hands full with my 2 toddlers, let me tell you. So, if you don't have toddlers, if you're not in the same phase of life as me, that's okay. This is just a cleaning podcast. I am going to talk a lot about my life with toddlers, and just like my mom talked about her life, and give you some tips and things to help you with how to navigate cleaning the house and keeping it clean with the babies and keeping them entertained. But if those parts don't apply to you, then just ignore them and just focus on the cleaning walkthrough. And also a lot of stains and things that toddlers can create can apply to fur babies as well. I have a dog and a cat. My cat's actually about to give birth, so you'll be hearing about that as well. So, there's a little bit of everything going on over here in my house. My house is a lot smaller than my mom's. I don't have a dishwasher. I have wood flooring, stuff like that. But I'm going to try my best to do the cleaning walkthrough the way she did and make it applicable to every household, whatever house you may live in. So I have a lot of laundry for some reason. I guess it's because, I've got some potty training going on, and also my pets and everything. I just have tons of towels, tons of laundry. So I always start out my cleaning with a load of laundry. So that's the first thing I do. I always put in a load of laundry. And then before I get started diving into my cleaning, I like to, throw my hair up in a messy bun and just put some tinted moisturizer on my face, light a candle. I got that from my mom, and I do that too. I really like doing that. Kind of sets the mood, the cleaning mood. And so whatever your routine is, however you get ready to clean your house, go ahead and start doing that. Maybe do a pickup of your living area or your entryway, or gather any dishes that may be around your house, trash laying around, With me, usually before bedtime, sometimes if I'm being lazy and I didn't clean up the kids' toys, there's a few toys and, stuff like that laying around. So, for me, I'd pick up, the kids' toys and stuff and just, little things before I get started. But we're going to go ahead and get started on the kitchen first because that's what I dread. I hate doing dishes. So I like to always start with the dishes. So once you're ready to start getting into it, go ahead and start doing your dishes. I actually don't have a dishwasher. And I don't have a garbage disposal, actually. My house stinks. So I have to hand wash my dishes, and I have a little drying rack that I have something propped under it on the left hand side, so it's like propped up at an angle so the water drips down into my sink. And I do all my dishes by hand, and my favorite tool to use is it's this Scotch Brite sponge tool that you fill with soap, dish soap, and it has removable sponges, and I keep those stocked in my cabinet, and it disperses the soap as you clean, and I find that the easiest thing. I just change them very often, but I love that thing. I use it for my bathroom as well. Obviously not the same one, a separate one for the bathroom, but for cleaning the tub and stuff. But that's my favorite thing to use to do the dishes rather than a rag. Rags just annoy me. I'd rather use the sponge. But use whatever you prefer. I just find that to be the easiest. And I usually don't wake up to a lot of dishes because it's just me and the girls, breakfast time, so there's usually not a lot of breakfast dishes. I do like to, like if I make eggs and bacon or something like that in the pots, I do like to immediately after we eat, take everything out of the pots and put it into a plate or a container and clean those on my good days. Obviously, some days I'm lazy and I don't do this, but it's a lot. I find it a lot easier to clean the pots right after you cook while they're still fresh, so they're not baked on. So while you're doing the dishes, if you have a lot of dishes, I'm just going to talk about kind of the order of operations I do my kitchen in. I have a small kitchen. My kitchen and my living room are kind of one. But maybe you have a dishwasher, be unloading your dishwasher first, obviously, and then that'll make it easier for you to do your dishes. So load your dishwasher or hand wash your dishes. And then whenever you're done with that, no judgment if you have a bunch of dishes, like my mom likes to say, you know, we all have those days where we have just piles of dishes, but we're going to get them all knocked out right now because, trust me, I know I hate doing the dishes too. So, no judgment at all if you have a lot of dishes. But after I do the dishes, I clear all the surfaces, throw away all the trash. If there's any clutter on the counter that shouldn't be there, I put it away where it's supposed to be. Things seem to accumulate on my dining room table a lot because I'm an artist and I paint on my dining room table. I have a side business, Jessica's Custom Work, on Facebook and Instagram. And I get paint on my table a lot, and I use magic eraser to get that off. I had let it build up for a while, and the other day I used a magic eraser on my wooden dining room table, and let me tell you, it looks brand new. I love those things. Those things are a lifesaver. I keep them stocked all the time. And then you want to make sure you get the other surfaces wiped down. I don't use the sponge that I use for my dishes for wiping down surfaces. I like to use just plain white wash rags for that. I wipe down all my countertops, get into the stove area, make sure I wipe down all of my cabinets because my cabinets are white, so just wipe down all the surfaces you can. If you see any food anywhere, wipe that down. I have a pet peeve about my microwave. I hate it when it gets funky from my teenagers when they stay letting things explode in there or whatever, or my husband or things. I don't like the microwave to be dirty, so make sure you clean your microwave. If sometimes we don't always think about stuff like that. Or the side of your oven sometimes gets dirty. I don't know how the placement of your house may be, but mine does. Definitely all the handles with Clorox wipes. Make sure you get those. Those are a lifesaver for me as well. I love wipes. I love, 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 love Clorox wipes. I wipe down the handles for my fridge, wipe down my fridge. If you didn't have a lot of dishes today and you want to wipe down the inside of your fridge, that would be a bonus chore. Maybe if you didn't have a lot to do in the kitchen today. And for those of you with littles like me, I also like to make sure that my high chair is nice and detailed, because if I do that while I'm doing the rest of the kitchen stuff and make sure to detail clean my high chair, I won't forget. And then when it comes time for my baby to have another snack and it's dirty, it's kind of like, like, why didn't I do that earlier? So I make sure to do that as well. And so while you guys are working on the kitchen, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself, because this is my first podcast. Um, I am a stay-at-home mom. I have my side business. I do paintings, custom paintings, and shoes. I'm not sure, you know, where exactly I want to go with my painting yet. I'm happy doing this right now. Um, it's difficult with the babies, but I just do it in the living room and try to keep them occupied with their toys. I'm not super picky about having toys in my living room. So I have a toy box in the living room and like some, little play horses and stuff in my living room. And so I let them play and maybe watch a show or something on the TV while I paint. That's usually how I do it. And once my youngest is a little bit older, because she's 1.5, and she just started kind of potty training herself recently. So that was a surprise, and it is a handful because she likes to take her diaper off all the time and pee on the floor. So if you have fur babies, maybe, you relate to having to clean up pee off the floor a lot, because my daughter sometimes doesn't make it there in time because she's just starting to potty train. So there's a lot of accidents in my house right now, which is time consuming. But I'm very proud of her for, being potty trained this early, or getting there anyway. But once I'm out of this stage in life where my two littles are starting to go to school and stuff, I will probably, get another job if my painting doesn't take off. But this is where I'm at right now. So it's very hard to keep up with the house. People, that don't stay home all the time, and you may not stay home all the time, don't realize that it is kind of hard to keep up with things when you're just here all the time, because sometimes you get into a funk, and it's hard when you don't have a routine to keep your house clean, because routine is very, very, very important, especially when you're a stay-at-home mom or work at home. You have to have that routine, otherwise you get into a depression and then your house suffers. So I find that, routines are very, very important. And that's why I love this podcast, because I listen to my mom's podcast every day, because it really does help. It really does help. And that's why I was really passionate about wanting to continue it, because I need a routine to keep my house clean. But like I said, I want this to be for people of all phases of life. If you don't have kids, if you have kids, whatever. we still gotta clean. We still gotta clean our houses, and I really hope that I can help anybody I can with this podcast. And if you have any feedback for me, please let me know. Let me know. And I'm sorry again about my voice. I just have that cold going on. But um, with my toddlers, while I'm doing the dishes, they don't like letting me do that by myself. So I try to keep them occupied with toys and such. But one way I keep them occupied is sometimes I'll let them bring up a chair and I'll give them like a sippy cup to fill up with water and dump out 1,000 times into the sink so they think they're cleaning, and I tell them to help me clean and help me do the dishes, so they like doing that. And stuff like that. Or I let them get into my pots and pans cabinet and tear it up because it's not that hard to clean, because they like tearing stuff up while I'm cleaning. So I let them play with pots and pans or something while I'm cleaning the dishes. And don't forget about your dining room chairs. I don't know if you have a separate dining room or kitchen. Mine's all together, so I'm just kind of lumping that into the kitchen portion. But make sure you're wiping down the table, the legs of the chairs, especially if you have children. Get all those fingerprints and whatnot. Um, if you have extra time, make sure your cabinets are cleared. If there's any clutter, get rid of clutter. So you should be getting close to finishing up the kitchen. If you're not, that's okay. You can pause it or you could just listen along. Um, be finishing up your kitchen, and I will just tell you a little bit more about myself since this is the introduction, the first podcast. My husband is in crime scene cleanup currently. He used to be in the oil field. Now he does crime scene cleanup. And, he tells me some pretty wild stories. Pretty gory, crazy stuff. He's on call a lot, so he works weird hours. When he's in the office, he comes home around 3-ish, but, you know, his hours vary. So, but he helps a lot with the kids when he's home. So I could do my painting if you're wondering how I'm able to do that with toddlers. But a lot of times when he's on call, I do have to hold a baby while I'm painting sometimes, and that's crazy as you can imagine, but I get it done. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love my little babies. And I'm gonna miss this. I know I will one day. And then, like I said, I have two beautiful stepdaughters, a 14-year-old named Adia and a 12-year-old named Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is my husband's, and Adia was his ex-wife's from a previous relationship. Her dad unfortunately passed away, so Joey has raised her since she was a little baby, and he is her father. She calls him her father, and she calls me her stepmom, and we love her like she's our own, and Brooklyn as well. And four girls in the house. He's definitely outnumbered for sure. So I definitely got thrown into the teenager phase of parenting, which I wasn't exactly ready for. I don't think anybody's quite ready for it, but even though they're here every other weekend, I always tell people I wasn't ready for this. I have little babies. I'm not ready for teenagers yet and teenage drama. And I'm not looking forward to my little girls being teenagers because there's just there's so much going on in this world that kids can be exposed to, and I'm so scared for my kids. Ah, I still can't believe I have four girls. That's going to be so much work. My poor husband. But luckily, I was blessed with very sweet girls, and um, they're very helpful. My stepdaughters are the sweetest, and they're very helpful. And my 3 year old is very firstborn personality, very type A. She likes sorting things, she likes being the mother hen. And my 1.5 year old is my wild child. That kid is, I call it second child syndrome. She is all over the place. She will dive off the couch. She will beat up her sister. She is one crazy baby. Let me tell you. But, okay, so now we are entering the time where we should be kind of finishing up our kitchen. If not, like I said, no judgment. Um, I'm going to move forward, but you can pause it and you can finish up your kitchen if you've got a lot of dishes or, a big mess to take care of in there. And let's go ahead and move into our living areas. I'm really big about keeping my couch looking nice. It's the focal point of my house because I have a very small house. You may have two living areas or, or one. I have one. I have a small house. And I really just like, my kids are always tearing up my couch all the time. So I really like the first thing that I do is I organize my pillows and make sure the pillows of my couch look nice. And if there's a bunch of crumbs or something, they're not supposed to eat on the couch, but somehow stuff always ends up under my cushions. I like to either sweep or vacuum underneath there if I have extra time. And then fluff my pillows and put my pillows up on my couch. Pick up anything that's out of place. My husband likes taking off his shoes at the door, which was a pet peeve of mine. So I got this $7 rack from Walmart and we put our shoes on there. So we have a little shoe rack by the door that the girls put their shoes on. They like taking off all of the shoes all the time and destroying it. So that's always in disarray. So when I'm doing my living areas, I always have to fix my shoe rack and then, dust the TV, wipe down the TV stand. We have a glass TV stand. So just be picking up your living area, picking up anything that's out of place and putting it where it goes. Make sure nothing's accumulating on any side tables or anything like that. Toys being picked up. With pets and with children, especially if you have a cloth couch, you get a lot of stains. So I recently purchased this. It's like a foam cleaner that has a brush nozzle attached to it, carpet cleaner, upholstery cleaner, and I scrub the stains out of it because we were taking the covers off of our couch and washing it, but that just tears up my couch and it's starting to cause rips underneath. So I've just been scrubbing it with that. And then I just bought a spray that's supposed to be like a waterproof spray for fabric couches. I'm not sure how well that's going to work, but I'm sure it might. I don't know. It might do some good, so I'm going to try that out. But that carpet cleaner has been a lifesaver. That spot cleaner because we needed it for sure. If you have wood floors like me, I like to compulsively sweep because there are always crumbs everywhere. So I compulsively sweep all the time. So this would be a good time to do that in your living areas. And or vacuum if you have carpet. And that upholstery cleaner I was talking about, that'll work for stains on your carpet as well, or just good old spray Resolve. That'll work as well. So you can be spot cleaning your carpet, or you can be just dusting ceiling fans or sweeping. I have a Swiffer, and I do have the wet things for the Swiffer, but my husband prefers to use the Swiffer, but to use just a wet rag with soap and water and clean it that way, or just clean it with a rag. Like I said, we have a small house, so that's just how we do it. But whatever way works for you. And I have a sister-in-law who has this, little handheld vacuum. And that thing, I mean, every time I go to her house, I'm like, where did you get that? I need one of those so bad. So stay tuned. I am buying one because she has a 3-year-old as well, and it it's good for everything. I mean, you can vacuum up, you know, the the underneath of your couch. You can vacuum up if they crumple up a cracker in your living room. You don't have to get out the broom every 5 seconds. I want that thing so bad. So I'm going to order one on Amazon, and I'll let you guys know which one. I think she said a good brand is Shark or something. So I'm going to go ahead and order one of those, and I'm really excited about that. And so just be doing that. Just be straightening. Remember, nobody likes clutter. We want to put everything where it belongs. I let things accumulate sometimes on my countertops, and that just, a clean house makes a clear head. And whenever my house is clutter free, I just feel so much better during the day, and I'm just so much more productive. So, also, if you have any mirrors, I have some mirrors in my living area. Make sure you clean those with some, window cleaner or your blinds. This isn't an everyday thing, but my window sills and whatnot, collect dust, so those need to be wiped down every once in a while. So make sure you're doing that. And the blinds sometimes need to be wiped down. Pictures need to be dusted. If there's anything on your walls, get those magic erasers out. I have some writing on my wall that I just got today. My child got a hold of a pen, and I'm going to get that magic eraser and scrub it until it's gone, because I love those things. I cannot talk about them enough. They're amazing, especially because my kids have gotten a hold of my paint more times than I can count. So those things are a lifesaver. And my couch is lifted off the ground, so I have stuff going under there all the time. There's toys. I found an orange down there one time when I was sweeping. Stuff goes down there all the time that should not be down there. So if I have the time, I like to get the broom and just sweep underneath there and get all the stuff out there that should not be, and all the toys and everything, and put them where they go. Make sure you're cleaning underneath your couch if it's lifted up off the ground, or under your TV stand, or and behind things. Just make sure you're getting behind everywhere, and getting everything that should not be in your living areas and putting those away. And if you should be done in the living areas by now, let's go ahead and move on to your bathroom or bathrooms, depending on how many you have. I just have one bathroom. Unfortunately, we're hoping to move soon. One bathroom with four girls is not a good time, let me tell ya. So start cleaning your bathrooms. Get your rubber gloves on if you have any. I like to use rubber gloves every time I use the bathroom, clean the bathroom. I don't use rubber gloves when I use the bathroom, and I just use them if I'm doing a deep clean. If you have multiple bathrooms right now and you're just trying to straighten up your house, and not do a deep clean of your bathroom, then obviously you don't need rubber gloves. But I just have one bathroom, so I'm usually doing a deep clean since I just have that one. But if you have multiple bathrooms, then just pick up any clothing that shouldn't be there. If you have a laundry basket in your bathroom, which I do, I like keeping a laundry basket in my bathroom. Get the laundry basket and take all the dirty clothes out of there and move them into the laundry room, and clean all of your mirrors and just wipe down all your surfaces. Like I said, Clorox wipes, I love them. I love using them for the bathroom. My mom taught me that. And I mentioned before I have those Scotch Brite things that you fill with soap and you put the disposable sponges. I have one of those in the bathtub, and I give a once over of the bathtub. If you're doing a deep clean, obviously, if you're just picking up, you might not want to do that, but um, do that. Sweep in there, wipe down. Sometimes the corners of your bathroom get a little funky. Make sure you're getting in there with like a rag or something where the wipes. Behind the toilet is often neglected. Um, you you might want to have like some cheapy throwaway sponges on hand to go ahead and clean behind that with your gloves on, and that little part of the toilet that is always neglected back there. Um, get all parts of your toilet. Make sure it's nice and clean. Clean the inside of your toilet with some toilet bowl cleaner. Let it sit for a little bit, and then get your bowl cleaner and then scrub that. I like to clean my shower like my mom's style. Whenever I'm taking a shower, I have that scrub brush in there and I just do a once over. Obviously, there are times where I actually, let bleach sit in there and, you know, do a thorough bleaching of my tub, but that way there's no buildup. If when you're taking a shower, you're doing a once over every time you shower. That's a good way to not get buildup. And when I'm doing this, the way I do it with my kids, I like to either do it while they're taking a nap, but they usually take a nap at the same time, but it doesn't always work out that way. And it seems like every time I want to deep clean my bathroom, it doesn't work out that way. So I either try to distract them with like giving them a Pedialyte popsicle in the living room or something that usually keeps them occupied. When I say my living room, I live in a very, very small house, so it's pretty much my living room, dining room, and kitchen. But anyway, I do that. Or ideally, I do it when they're taking a nap. Or If my husband's home, I tell him I'm taking a shower and cleaning the bathroom really quickly, and then he'll watch them, and I'll go ahead and do that, and scrub my tub and just quickly grab some gloves in there, and after I take a shower, or before I take a shower, I clean everything, and then with the gloves and get in there, and then I clean the tub while I'm in the shower and do it that way. And I forgot earlier while we were in the kitchens to take out your trash. So if you're still in your bathrooms, go ahead and just empty your waste baskets in your bathrooms. And if you have them, which most of us do, and then also take out your kitchen trash as well, and just go ahead and put those all in the dumpster. Or I don't have a dumpster at my house. We have this dumpster in the backyard that we keep our bags in until trash day, and then we just put our bags out on the front, on the front driveway. So just go ahead and take out all of your trashes at once. Right now would be a good time to do that, because that's something that I often forget. If they're full, we don't want to be wasting bags if they're not. And then make sure you refill that bag and put a new bag in there. And you might be a very organized person. I would love to be. I'm really not. I'm working on it though. I've been getting a lot better. And if you're not doing a deep clean and you're just doing a straightening of your bathrooms, make sure like your straighteners and your makeup and everything is put away and put in the cabinets and rolled up nicely and put away nicely, because I know I have a cabinet down low where my straighteners and stuff go, and I don't have a child lock on it, so my kids are always getting in there and just tearing it up, and it's always in shambles. So every time I have to straighten my bathroom, I have to go ahead and go in there, and I should really get a child lock now that I'm saying this out loud. But I should. Roll up all my straighteners and my blow dryer and all that, and straighten all that, and hair ties and whatnot, and make sure that that's all organized and all my makeup's put away and there's no clutter on the bathroom countertops. And I know you might like a few things out, but I don't have any really counter space in my bathroom, so I have to keep everything put away. But just make sure everything that's on your counter is what's supposed to be there. And also get rid of any clutter that's in your tub or shower caddy. If you have, empty or almost empty shampoo bottles, sometimes I'm bad about leaving too many products in the bathroom that I don't need. Like, why do I have this many shampoos and conditioners in my tub right now? You need to consolidate and maybe put some of those in a cabinet or something, and just keep what you need. And a lot of times, if you have like just a bar of soap, they'll be built up, and you can clean that up, scrape that off. Maybe put a dish there so that doesn't happen. Um, I like to keep a bucket to put bath toys in, and keep those to the side. So make sure, if you have kids and you have bath toys and stuff like that, you have that put away. And I don't necessarily keep it in my bathroom because my bathroom is small, but I have some bath toys that I keep elsewhere that I bring in there when the kids take a bath, and sometimes it gets left in there. So when I'm straightening up the bathrooms, I take that out and put it back in the kids' room where it belongs. So now we're going to move into the bedrooms, and since we have a little bit of extra time because this is my first time, and I guess somewhere along the line I spent a little less time I should have, I guess, in the living areas, but this is my show now, so whatever. No, I'm just kidding. But I actually spent a lot of time in my bedroom recently, and it's because my clothes were a complete disaster. I did not have enough space for my clothes, so they were starting to pile up in my closet and on surfaces, and I didn't have enough hangers. And I'm like, what? Why? I don't even wear all these clothes. Like, what am I doing? So I went through all of my clothes the other day, and it's a pretty good rule to have that if you get new clothes or if someone gives you clothes, you should probably get rid of stuff because you shouldn't have more clothes than what fits in your house. And like I said, I have a small house, I have a small storage area, but you also shouldn't have a bunch of clothes that you don't wear anyway. Obviously, we have, as if you're a woman, you have clothes that, are for different occasions and different seasons and stuff like that, but you shouldn't have more clothing than you know what to do with. So I went through all my clothes. I got rid of quite a lot of things that were just I had I've had it for years and I had no idea why I still was hoarding all these clothes. And I got two giant bags full of clothes to donate, reorganized all of my clothes in a way that I can easily manage because before there was just too much. I couldn't keep my clothes organized because there was just too much going on. There wasn't enough. It didn't fit my drawers and it was just a mess. And it was irritating, very irritating. So, um, if you're like me and you have an issue with that, maybe take a day aside when you have some extra time and your house is clean and you want to do a bonus chore, go ahead and go through your clothes um, and just spend a day organizing them, and you'll feel so much better about about your room, and you'll know where everything is, which is the main thing. You will know where everything is. Like I'm like, oh wow, I actually know where this shirt is. I haven't seen this shirt in a month. So it's great. And I'm really proud of myself for making myself do that because I had been putting it off for so long. And so, anyway, if you're in your bedroom, make sure you make your bed just because it makes you feel so much better and nicer when your bed is made and fancy. And my bed is raised, so things get kicked under my bed all the time with the kids, binkies, pacifiers, bottles from the night before, which obviously you do not want bottles sitting under your bed. So make sure you get those out from underneath the bed. My kids sleep in my room. There's a crib in my room. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it just works for me. We have a lot of people living in this house, so my kids sleep in the crib in my room. So, I also like using under my bed as storage. I have a couple bins of winter clothes. When I organize my clothes, I put some of my winter clothes in these cheap little black bins and put them underneath my bed just because it's starting to get hot here. That way they're not in the way and I don't have to look at them every time I'm trying to figure out what to wear. And I made, you guys should be making your beds. You should be clearing surfaces. If things aren't where they are supposed to belong, put those away. If your pets have, like my mom said, she has a problem with her pets hoarding stuff under her beds. Um, just clear under the beds, clear surfaces, sweep or vacuum. And I think we talked about this in the last episode, but I have to wash my sheets all the time because the kids crawl into bed with me a lot, and I'm just kind of weird about that. I love having clean sheets. I over clean my sheets. I love cleaning my sheets. I clean them every few days. So, um, I like to take them off of my bed in the beginning of the day and put them over by my washer and dryer. And that way it's a reminder when I go change my loads of laundry, do a laundry switch as I call it. I got that from my mom. I will do it and I will remember before bedtime. And I like to have the bed made when my husband comes home just because he likes to chill and relax. And we like to relax together on the bed when he gets home from work. So I like to have that done. And I like to I like to wash everything at once. When I wash my bedding, like, not necessarily put them all in the same load, obviously, but I like to take them all off at the same time and wash them one after the other. That way they don't get lost because I don't like it when parts of my bedding get misplaced, you know what I mean? And I lose my covers for my pillows and stuff like that. Or my sham or whatever. So your bed should be straightened about now. Your bedroom, if you have a kid's bedroom to straighten, or a guest bedroom to straighten if you don't have kids. You should have been doing that as well. If not, you can pause it and go ahead and do that. Just straighten up the bedrooms in your house. With my teenagers, I leave that up to them. When they leave, I make sure they straighten up their own rooms, and we don't even go in there when they're not in here because otherwise my toddlers would destroy their rooms and they wouldn't be very happy with me. So by now that you're done straightening the rooms, chances are your laundry is done. So you need to do a laundry switch. And I used to have a big problem with my folding of laundry and laundry piling up, but my laundry room is literally in my living room. It's hard to explain, but it's like behind my couch. So I like my laundry sitting on my couch when I pull it out of the dryer. So that's good motivation for me to fold it as it comes out of the dryer. But I always do that now, and I'm not judging you if you don't do that, but it's a game changer because ever since I started doing that, I just never have, that pile of laundry. The most I have one laundry basket, and if my kids have something going on and I really 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 have to go somewhere and I can't fold the laundry as it comes out of the dryer, I allow myself one load of laundry to stay in that basket, But my general rule is when, it comes out of the dryer to fold it right away. That way I keep up with it. I really try to do that, and it really helps. It really helps me to keep up with my laundry, and it makes me feel so much better about myself. So by now we're all tired. We've been running all over the place. We've been cleaning the whole house. It's been an hour of cleaning the house, straightening the house, doing all of the things. And what I like to do is I like to take the laundry out of the dryer, start a new load of laundry, and then sit down, put on some music or a show, and just relax, fold my laundry. Use that as like a break. If you think of it as a break, it makes it easier for you to do it. This is how I do it in my head. I'm like, okay, now it's time to sit down, take a break, and fold my laundry. And if you think of it that way, because I know a lot of people that dread doing their laundry, like I have, my friend is the cleanest person ever. Like she is way better than me in keeping up with her house, but she hates laundry. And I told her that if you just think of it as a break, if you clean your whole house and then you're like, okay, now I get to sit down and just leisurely fold laundry, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind, I'm telling you. And it just makes it so much easier. So I like to take a break and fold my laundry, put it away, and then if you haven't already done so and cleaned up your floors, because I know 15 minutes, 25 minutes isn't a lot of time to clean up your flooring, whether it be, especially if you have a larger house, tile or wood flooring or carpeting. So put on some music maybe, and vacuum, sweep, mop after this episode. After you're done relaxing and folding that laundry and putting it away, I'm telling you, do it. It makes a difference. And it'll be a good break to get off your feet. And I appreciate you guys so much with putting up with me and my scratchy voice. And thank you so much for listening. And I really hope you continue tuning in, even though it's me and not my mother. I will try my hardest to fill her shoes, and I hope you enjoy, my a little bit of a new perspective on things. And um, I'm 26. I'm still learning what works for me. And as my kids grow, different things work for me and different things work for different people. I realize my house isn't your house, and I will try to make it relatable to every lifestyle and every household, and help you just be able to clean your house and actually enjoy doing it. And I thank you so much for listening. And as always, happy cleaning. I'll talk to you in the next episode.